All right, as they're setting up that next video, let's bring in our guest for this hour. Joining us, trial attorney Gabriel Sepulveda-Sanchez. Gabriel, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today on the program. And I want to get your thoughts on this case as I watch the testimony unfold. Really, the two main characters in this really tragic story are right in front of us. You have the father, who the defense is claiming might have been responsible for this. You have the defendant, who, of course, the state is claiming is responsible for this. And I'm struggling right now to have a hard time thinking either one of them are capable of this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really one of those despicable crimes, and it's hard to imagine someone doing that to a young, innocent infant. As far as the approach the prosecutor's taking, that's a good trial technique. I know the defense is opening; they're pointing fingers at the baby's father. By that DA putting him on as a first witness and getting that out to the jury, so it eliminates that defense. That's a really good technique. You want to. From the get-go, you're setting the tone for the trial that this father had nothing to do with the murder of his son, and to really have the jury assess his credibility. It shows that he's not trying to hide anything, and they're putting it out there. And right now, it feels like the father's testifying truthfully. I'm not seeing any credibility issues with his testimony at the time. So I think that was a good approach, the DA, to put that guy on first, to really put that out there and get the jury to get his assessment of him. It shows the jury that you're confident in your case and that you believe in it, and you got nothing to hide.
And I will clarify, he's actually the fifth witness in the trial. The first one we're bringing to you today as we're covering two different trials. And so my question, Gabriel, is this, as we're watching it, how much do you think that they could lean on the fact that both of these individuals, but specifically the defendant, was only 18 at the time of this 18-month-old child's death? 18 young, meaning, is there any opportunity to lean into maybe it was an accident and it wasn't murder and it could have been a lesser included charge that may bring justice for the child? Or do you think that the prosecution is saying, no way, this is murder and this is what we want?
I think, there probably was a discussion about that due to everyone's age in it. But I think at the end of the day, when you hear what happened to this child, it angers you, and I think they obviously want to get full justice for the murder of this kid. So I'm sure there was a discussion with everyone before the trial took place, but with hearing how egregious this crime was, this wasn't a shaken baby syndrome. Sounds like this child had serious brain damage and was beaten. So I think the decision was to just go full force and get full accountability for the murder of this kid.
Yeah, again, it's just that blunt force trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could buy the fact that it was just an accident.
Right.
They're both young and weird situations. But again, that blunt force trauma, it's hard to walk away from that.
Yeah.
Something did absolutely happen. All right, Gabriel, stand by. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more key testimony in the murder trial of Trinity Poague. So keep it here on CourtTV. Welcome back to CourtTV Live. I'm Michael Ayala, honored to be here to Judge Ashley Wilcott.
We're going to go back to Georgia now for day one in the pageant queen child murder trial, where a former pageant queen, Trinity Madison Poague, is charged with malice murder and the death of her boyfriend's son. 18-month-old Romeo Angeles was found unresponsive in Poague's college dorm room at Georgia Southwestern State University in January of last year. The toddler, who was also called Jackson, later died in the hospital. Let's head back inside that courtroom now. The victim's father is on the stand going over the moments leading up to his son's death.
So he's been admitted, right?
It has, but I said provisionally because it was subject to him saying that, that he agreed that was a copy of the video you identified. But what we'll do is we'll admit it, and it'll be up, if either of you do this, it'll be up to the other to let me know if it was not as represented.
Okay. So at this time, then, I'm going to publish the 3 videos that are on State's Exhibit 21. And these videos, Mr. Williams, you said were done while well, she was in the other room, in Paris's room, right?
Yes, sir.
And you were going to sleep.
Correct.
When did you see them for the first time?
Like, see her in Paris?
No, when did you see these videos for the first time?
When I woke up the next morning.
Okay. And so these videos were made sometime during the night.
Correct.
Of January 13th?
Yes.
Or
January
the early
14th
morning
morning, yes.
The
Or
14th.
14th, yes.
But you don't know exactly what time? 'Cause
No.
You weren't in there when they were made?
No.
That's one of them. Then the second one, I'm playing it this time, Your Honor. Now, this video was done that night while you were asleep.
Correct.
Okay, so is that what the child was wearing when he went to bed, when he woke up the next morning?
Yes.
Is that the same sippy cup that was sitting on the dresser?
Yes.
Looks a little bit green. Is he drinking Mountain Dew at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Okay. And there was a third one. There was another one, wasn't there? That showed him just taking a few steps, walking. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna show that one now. It's one of the same ones she showed you from that night before,
Yes, sir.
and that's still in Paris's room.
Correct.
Does he appear in any way to be injured to you?
No, sir.
Does he appear to be behaving in any way that is different than you would normally expect him to behave, especially late at night?
No, sir.
Now, I think you said earlier the child had fallen asleep in the car coming up here from Albany.
He fell asleep in the car.
That's what I said. He
Yes.
fell asleep in the car.
Yes, correct.
So he had slept some already that night.
Yes.
Which might explain why he's still up when y'all are going to bed.
Correct.
Okay, so that Sunday morning, you left to go get pizza and stuff at Walmart, right?
Correct.
How many times did you leave the dorm room that morning?
No. And when I left, I went to Walmart and a Pizza Hut.
Okay. When you left there, you came out, were you carrying something when you came out?
I had trash bags. I was taking the trash out.
Why were you throwing the trash away?
Because it was trash. It was like diapers and stuff she already had.
Was there anything in the trash that you, or to your knowledge, that anybody was trying to hide or throw away? Or,
No, sir.
I mean, dispose of in some way to keep it from being found?
No, sir.
Just regular old trash?
Regular trash.
Drink cups and bottles and wrappers and makeup wipes and
Correct.
diapers and so forth, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you aware that morning or any time the day before or the day before, I mean, any time, let's say that week, okay, were you aware of the child having bloody stool,
No.
having blood in his poop?
No, sir.
Did you change diapers?
Yes.
You know how to change diapers?
Yes, sir.
how many dirty diapers you reckon you changed in 18 months?
Hundreds.
And do you think you would have noticed if there had been blood in the stool?
Yes, sir.
Did you see anything like that?
No, sir.
Do you know who changed his diaper Sunday morning?
Sunday morning,
Or do you remember?
after he got out of the shower, I think she changed him.
Okay.
Judge, I'm just wondering, in the videos, he basically said the kid was acting like he normally acted. Did you notice anything? Was there anything that jumped out to you about the video as to whether the kid looked normal?
I didn't think he necessarily did, especially compared to the prior one where you see his little feet moving and he's drinking the bottle and a little more active.
He looked a little lethargic. to me.
Yes,
I don't know.
yeah,
But again,
I don't
Father said it was
disagree. And
normal.
now admitting that she's the one that changed the diaper Sunday morning, although he said he didn't notice blood in his poop. All right, stay tuned. We're going to bring you more testimony in the murder trial of Trinity Poague up next.
The disappearance of Anna Walsh.
Her husband now charged with her murder.
All eyes on this accused killer.
The disappearance of Anna Walsh murder trial. Live coverage today on CourtTV.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, nearly 3 years after Anna Walsh vanished, her husband stands trial for her murder. We'll break down today's dramatic testimony from the case against Brian Walsh.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on CourtTV.
All right, folks, let's head back now to the Pageant Queen child murder trial playing out in Georgia. Trinity Poague is charged with murder in the beating death of her boyfriend's son, Romeo Angeles.
The 18-month-old was found unresponsive in Poague's college dorm room and later died at the hospital. Right now on the stand is the child's father, and we're about to hear what he says happened when he learned there was something wrong with his son.
When she changed him Sunday morning, did she say anything to you about, hey, look at this, there's blood in this diaper?
No, sir.
Did she give you any reason to believe that there was anything that was abnormal about the way, the appearance of the feces?
No, sir.
What was JD physically doing at the time that you left? The time you walked out the door and you said, bye, I'll be back. What was he doing?
He was sitting in a chair watching the Kateri, eating chips and drinking Mountain Dew.
What was he watching?
Kateri.
Naturia?
Kateri.
Kateri.
It's like a little kid show with birds and stuff. He was like fascinated in birds.
And I'm not going to worry about putting it up on the screen, but where in the, I think there's a shot of that. Yeah, in State's Exhibit 12, where, can you see the TV?
Yes.
Where is it?
Right there.
Okay. So you see it's like on that, sitting on a black cabinet. Is that a refrigerator
Yes.
you're sitting on?
Refrigerator.
Right in front of the pink chair.
Correct.
Right? And that's where the TV is. So he was sitting in the pink chair looking at the TV.
Yes.
Was there anything abnormal about his demeanor when you were leaving?
No, sir.
Oh, in that 3 minutes or 5 minutes that you got out of the shower, 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever ahead of her,
Correct.
you said, or I think you said a couple of minutes before she did.
Yes, sir.
Did you do anything to harm JD?
No, sir.
So you left, went to Pizza Hut and Walmart. How long were you gone?
Maybe 30 minutes.
when you went out the door with the trash bags, was that the same trip that was that the same trip out the door that you left to go to Walmart?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you didn't go in and out twice.
No.
Okay, took trash out, got in your car.
All right.
Okay, so you were gone about how long?
30 minutes.
Where did you go?
I went to Walmart first, then I went to Pizza Hut.
If the receipt in the Walmart bag, look at this. What'd you buy at Walmart?
Walmart, I got ice trays. I got Mountain Dew. I want to say Dr. Pepper. And I think it was like some Cheez-Its or something. The duo kind.
Okay. So you stayed 16. Is that the stuff that you bought at Walmart?
Correct.
State 17 is a blow-up of the receipt or a photograph of the receipt that was in the bag. Can you read the time on there?
The time.
At the bottom.
12/14.
12/14 on what day?
January 14th.
January 14th. Okay. 12/14. Does that sound about right?
Yes, sir.
That'd have been about the time you left Walmart?
Yes, sir.
So when you were on your way back with pizza, what, did anything happen? Did you get any information, anything happen in terms of communications with Trinity?
When I was pulling back in on campus, she called me, and by the time I went to answer the phone, it hung up. So
you're driving. You said you were on campus. Where were you on campus when she called the first time?
I was probably just finna turn in the parking lot.
Into the parking lot for her dorm?
Yes.
Okay. So, and the phone rang.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you say? She hung up?
It hung up.
Okay.
Then it was followed by another call.
Okay. When you got another call, how long was it between the first call, the one that hung up, and then the next call?
Maybe 30 seconds, 20, 30 seconds.
And when you got that call, did she say anything to you?
Yeah, I just heard JD, JD, JD. That's all I heard.
Okay, so she's calling, but she didn't actually say.
Yeah, I guess she was saying
something's up or whatever.
It just said JD, JD, JD. That's all I heard.
Still with us, trial attorney Gabriel Sepulveda-Sanchez. Gabriel, tell me what you think. Listening to this testimony, I'm a little bothered because of some of the things of what he says the child was last doing, what he wasn't aware of, but saying he wasn't even the one that changed the diaper, she was.
Yeah, those are little inconsistencies you can jump on as a defense attorney. The question is, how material are they? I think there's not. In my based on hearing the testimony, I don't see a lot of big changes in the story. I mean, those are little things that the day-to-day parenting involves with, and I can see how someone might get confused on when they change the diaper, who changed the diaper. So I don't know how material that is in front of a jury, but the defense lawyers are going to exploit that on cross-examination. But so far, as far as overall testimony, there's little minor inconsistencies. We'll see what the defense lawyer will do on cross, though.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Is I can't wait to see how the defense attorney handles cross, Michael.
Yeah, and that was going to be my question for you, Gabe. How do you think you handle this situation? It's a little thorny because, again, this is the father of the victim. He's a young man. You might be able to go at him a little harder than you would someone else, for instance. Or do you have to kind of back off? Because you got to score points on this guy if you're going to sort of set the stage for, I would imagine, your own defendant testifying.
I think the best cross-examiners and best defense attorneys, you want to get admissions, and you don't want to come off as a bully, unlikable to a jury. No one likes to see someone else get torn apart on cross-examination. So you want to get the admissions out there. You always, on cross-examination, you always ask questions you already know the answer to. So as a good defense attorney, he's going to get him to admit that he changed the story, get him to admit that there's inconsistencies in his testimony, and really just make the jury think that this guy might have credibility issues. That's all you want to do, is just make that jury question whether this guy is totally, can we believe everything he's saying? Is his perception and how the events happen really accurate? So not necessarily that he's a liar, but that, you know what, maybe his testimony could be doubted a little bit, and he maybe isn't as credible as we may think. So anytime you can highlight that, get those admissions that the testimony is inconsistent, you want to show the jury that in a respectful way.
I'm so sorry, Gabriel. We are out of time. Thank you so much for being on with us.
All right, folks, stick around. We'll have much more testimony in the murder trial of Trinity Poague. Keep it here on CourtTV.